Welcome to the Local Government Innovation Series on Future Cities Africa, presented by Business Engineering. Explore how Swartland Municipality keeps topping national rankings for financial sustainability, ease of doing business and digital innovation. From launching South Africa's first IDP in your pocket to paperless land use and building plan portals that unlock rapid development, to turning a devastating 2020 ransomware attack into even stronger systems. Swartland Municipality is proof that a small municipality can lead the way. My guests today are Jochie Scholtz, Municipal Manager, Alwyn Zaiman, Senior Manager Development Management, and Olivia Fransman, Senior Manager Strategic Services at Swartland Local Municipality. Welcome everyone. Jochie, Swartland Municipality has tied for first place in the 2025 SAPOA Ratings Africa Municipal Performance Awards. What makes this recognition so meaningful, and can you walk us through the key ingredients from political and administrative stability to your performance management system and those impressive financial ratios that earned you the #1 spot?
The recognition from Ratings Africa's Municipal Financial Sustainability Index is significant because it is based on research conducted by independent experts outside of government and outside of the political sphere. The index benchmarks municipal fiscal health using 6 key financial components to assess stability and then also sustainability and resilience. These include a comprehensive measure of fiscal health, maintaining reserves, practicing prudent borrowing and repayment, applying disciplined forward-looking and budgeting, maintaining affordable rates and tariffs, and then lastly, investing in infrastructure and especially in economic infrastructure and not only social infrastructure. Then regarding leadership, stability, and expert management, throughout our entire institution, we focus on appointing people who are skilled in their field. A municipality consists of professional services that we render, and that requires knowledgeable staff who understand their respective disciplines. We worked hard to retain the expertise we have and also to attract new expertise when needed. Swartland also benefits greatly from stability, politically and administratively. Swartland is stable, and this contributes to a stable working environment. I normally say that financial sustainability is subject to political stability. Every employee and councillor, and I want to emphasize councillors as well, that works at the municipality is subject to a performance management system. Swartland has an extensive performance management system in place, tracking and reporting every capital project and making sure every employee meets their key performance indicators. By having a functional performance management system in place, we are able to detect possible issues and to put interventions in place to prevent failures. This creates reliable data that we then use to plan ahead for the future. Regarding ratios and especially financial ratios, I want to mention a couple. Our current ratio is 6.83, and you have to compare that to the national treasury norm of 1.5 to 2. Our collection rate for the previous financial year was 96.71%. Our cash coverage ratio is 11 months, and it improved from the 5.2 months from the previous year, while the national treasury norm is 1 to 3 months. Ours on 11 months. The debt coverage is a very low 2.24%, where the norm from National Treasury is 45%. Our personnel costs as a percentage of expenditure currently is at 32.46%, where the norm is between 25 and 40. The electricity distribution losses are very low, 3.2%, versus the norm of 7 to 10%. And I think there's room for improvement with our water distribution losses, which stands at 19.66%, while the national norm from Treasury is 15 to 30%.
Thanks, Yogi. Alwyn, can you walk us through how the Collaborator platform from Business Engineering and the Smart Land portal turns spatial plans and land use applications into fast, paperless building approvals, and what challenges you still face in that digital process?
To put all that things together, it must start somewhere. In other words, from where I sit, we say that we must do proactive spatial planning that is being aligned with our IDP. From there, we received land use applications to give effect to development. In turn, we create and unlock opportunities to enhance economic development, create employment, and change the livability of our people or in our residents. But for development to give effect, you need building plan submissions for consideration and approval. In other words, the effect of development ends with a building plan and then the construction thereof. Over time, we have developed our general electronic workflow system via our Collaborator people or the business engineering team. I think since 2005, 2006, we have developed that electronic system. But over time, with their assistance, the Collaborator team, business engineering, as well as the Department of Economic Affairs in the Western Cape, we have developed our building plan portal via the Swartland website. In other words, there's a portal on the website where people can put their building plans on. This initiative creates effective administrative systems that promote security for investment and job opportunities. Furthermore, these processes are executed remotely within a paperless environment and alleviate pressure on natural resources and create trust. The information used is up-to-date, user-friendly, and available online, whereby reduces delays on committing and responding to building plan applications. Furthermore, the process enhances communication participation with easier tracking of issues and relevant queries on the portal. Then more about the process situation, the so-called off-premise and on-premise situation. To understand the two concepts, the off-premise situation is where we have the draftspersons or the architects designing the building plans, and then on-premise is where the building plan then be submitted via the portal onto our premise. And then we actually talk about, sometimes we're referring to the easy term, the architects and the draftspersons are hanging up washing on the washing line, in other words, on the portal, and then it hangs there till it gets dry, or we must get the process to take it from the washing line. And what we have done, we have via our performance management system, we have created indicators to control that and to manage that, and which we monitor monthly. Luckily, we are in a situation where we have healthy work ethics of our staff, positive attitudes, and self-discipline. This process focuses on enhancing the ease of doing business. And if we then succeed with the ease of doing business, we said that that is equal to effective local government. Both our land use planning processes and building plan process is well embedded in our daily operations. Then, from our challenges, the challenges is when you create all these electronic systems, both on land use and building plans, applicants must have access to programs, electronic equipment, and internet connections. Sometimes applicants take time to become familiar with operating methods on the portal. They must have effective cybersecurity, which is critical. Sufficient digital storage is needed, and legality compliant digital archiving methods. And then in the department where I work, with planning, building control, and property valuations, we have a slogan which we say, we are committed to processes that unlock opportunities and promote economic development and employment creation Furthermore, we say the challenges we face be transported into opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Alwyn. Olivia, Swartland pioneered South Africa's first online integrated development plan, or IDP, in your pocket via QR code. Can you tell us what it actually is, why you built it, how it turns a massive IDP document into something people carry on their phones, and how the team developed and launched it?
During 2021 and 2022, myself and Leon Fourie, who was my predecessor, we usually brainstorm some ideas, and at that time we wanted an effective system or platform where people can access the IDP, but not only the IDP, all other strategic documents that goes with the IDP. So we did a pilot at that stage. So people might wonder, what is the IDP in your pocket? It is basically a website that replicates the full IDP document in a clickable format, not in a PDF format. And on this website, we have all policies, websites, and documents that is referred to in the IDP. We have it available as hyperlinks. So when in the IDP, when we talk about the National Development Plan, you can just click on the hyperlink and then it will take you directly to the National Development Plan, and then you can sort of align these documents with each other. The platform we created is also hosted on Google Sites. So people might also wonder, why did we develop this IDP in your pocket? Because the IDP is a source of very valuable information for not only for councillors and government officials, but for the whole of the Swartland community, for investors, for businesses. It's a very useful document, and we want people to be able to access the IDP from anywhere at any time and from a variety of devices that only needs internet connection, including a smartphone. That's why we say the IDP in your pocket, because you can access it from your smartphone. You can have it in your pocket anywhere. And the IDP is also basically a package of plans, because in the IDP, as I alluded to earlier regarding the access to national development plans, we can also access Swartland municipalities' own master plans, for instance, the roads and stormwater plan, the water master plan. You can have easy access to all these strategic documents. Then the process we followed, we started with a test phase, as I mentioned earlier, in the 2021-2022 financial year. We used the 2022 IDP at that time. And during the testing phase, we figured out Google Sites, what the look and feel was and the layout that we wanted, and what was the best way to actually capture and display the data in the website. This gave us a solid base to work from, and when we started with the current IDP. We captured the IDP on a website concurrently in the process of compiling the MS Word or PDF document, just to test everything the whole time. And every time we captured information in the MS Word document, we duplicated it on the website just to avoid bottlenecks and being left with insufficient time to capture the IDP. We had very good reviews in terms of our IDP, and Minister MEC Anton Bradell was also the MEC that was here for the launch of our IDP in your pocket.
Thank you, Olivia. Yogi, in closing, you've driven one of the most impressive municipal digitization journeys in the country. If you had to distill everything you've learned about successful digitization that actually boosts economic development into just a handful of key lessons, what would they be?
Now, the key lessons for digitization and economic development I want to summarize in 5 key components. The first one is keep it simple. So there must be clear rules and forms. Second one, measure accountability. What we mean by that is link performance to delivery. And then digitize everything, because transparency builds trust. When we were hacked in October 2020, we came to the offices and we could not work at all. Then I realized that we've automated 78 business processes, and that is why the hacking had a severe impact on the municipality. And nowadays, if the IT asks for money in the budget just to safeguard ourselves, they of course do get the money due to the hacking that we experienced. The fourth one, lead by example. And what I mean by that is a responsive leadership drives a culture. And then lastly, consistency beats complexity. You have to apply the same rules for everyone.
A special thank you to Swartland Municipality and Business Engineering for this insightful conversation on Future Cities Africa.